Yes, I'd like to report a stolen vehicle. It's a little bob sled, candy apple red, ski for a wheel. If you hit the gas, just watch her peel. Yeah, license plate says Little Saint Nick. Yeah, thank you. Even around the holidays, we can't get away from crime. So for today's video, I thought we'd do a little two-parter and talk about two different things. First, a Beach Boys new release, a digital release, that really passed without comment. And secondly, a review of the Beach Boys Holiday Vibrations Orchestra concert, the one I attended in Akron, Ohio. I have a couple little props and some merch to show you from that performance, and maybe that will help to augment your own feelings on the current Beach Boys touring group. So let's start with the new release, which passed really without comment in early November. The digital-only EP release, the Beach Boys Christmas Instrumentals. 3 songs, all downloadable, instrumental versions of Little Saint Nick, Merry Christmas Baby, and their cover of Frosty the Snowman. It was an interesting release. I mean, we're no strangers, of course, to instrumental backing tracks being issued as new products. I did a whole video on Stacko tracks, which is exactly that. Today, a release like this, I think, feels a little bit out of date because we have so many box sets that have backing tracks and all kinds of unfinished songs. They're only instrumental form, things like that. There really isn't much here. I can see why no one made a big deal, but it is an interesting listen. And although the backing track for Little Saint Nick was previously made available on the Stacko Tracks release, a lot of the other Beach Boys archival Christmas releases don't have much in terms of instrumentals. So it was fun to hear Merry Christmas Baby. It was fun to hear Frosty in instrumental form. You know, I thought it was an interesting release. Only 3 songs. Amazon, I think my download was about $3 after tax. So, not essential, not anything to write home about, but definitely kind of a fun, little Christmas surprise. Released in very early November, too. So, download that from Amazon. Thought it was pretty cool. Let's talk about the meat of today's video, which is a review of the Beach Boys concert, and I was able to get, at the end of the show, a set list. I was able to do this with the one I saw last summer, too, when they played the double bill with the Temptations. At the end of the show, I was lucky to be able to grab one because other fans were practically climbing up on stage to grab one, too, so I managed to get mine. Did not get a guitar pick, though. I tried, but no luck. So I'm going to take you through this. We'll talk about some of the Beach Boys Christmas releases, and then we'll look at the merch I bought. So starting off here, we have Do It Again as the opener. Really strong opener. They did a nice job on it. Quick surf medley here with Surfin' Safari, Catch a Wave, and Surfin' USA. For those of you who don't know, I should note that the Holiday Vibrations Orchestra is about a 20-piece orchestra that backs up the group on almost every song, not just the Christmas ones. Violins, some horns, violas, cellos, all sorts of things like that, a harp. They did a really good job backing them up on the fast songs just as much as the slow songs. And this surf medley was pretty darn good and got the audience pumped. Surfer Girl, they did the usual where everyone turns the flashlights on their phone and waves them in unison to the song. That was really nice, especially with an orchestra. Then we have a real quick Get You Back. And then When I Grew Up to Be a Man and Darlin'. All really well done and fun. And When I Grew Up to Be a Man, I don't think I'd ever seen in concert. Get You Back was the Mike Love version from 2017. I don't think they do the original one anymore. And we have Be True to Your School, which had a very long when at the beginning, just what fans want. And also a lengthy segment where Mike Love talked about his nephew Kevin Love, the basketball player for the Cleveland Cavaliers, and noted that he taught Kevin Love everything he knew. Just kidding, it was actually Mike Love's brother Stan. And in a surprising turn, something I didn't see coming, and I don't usually swear on this channel, but Mike Love announced that Kevin Love had no connection to music unless he wanted to become a rapper or some shit like that. So, figure that out. I guess that says Mike Love's opinion on rappers. Then we have White Christmas, which was a really nice cover, and Bruce talked about how it was an Irving Berlin song, and he really admired Irving Berlin, and that the song is, amazingly, older than the Beach Boys. So figure that one out. And we have The Man with All the Toys and Santa's Beard from the original Beach Boys Christmas album. Both of those fan favorite classics, I would say, and they were done very competently. And underneath this we have Jingle Bell Rock, a song that Mike Love has had connection with since the 80s. He performed it with Dean Torrance on Scrooge's Rock and Roll Christmas. Next week when I talk about Christmas Carol adaptations, I'll talk about this, even though it is not a Christmas Carol adaptation. That's kind of a misnomer. But I will get more into that. But Jingle Bell Rock, and honestly, he did a nice job on it. I know it's a song that he really likes, so, it didn't hurt anything. And then we have Finally It's Christmas and Celestial Celebration, both tunes from Mike Love's Reason for the Season album. I saw the Reason for the Season tour. This is my signed copy here of the CD. I saw a show in Erie, Pennsylvania in 2018 when they were really pushing this album. It was the Reason for the Season tour. Pretty interesting stuff. Drop something. Finally It's Christmas is the song they usually do with Hanson. They have a little dit-to-dit to remind them that they start kind of with an a cappella dit-to-dit bit kind of thing. In My Room, that one was not accompanied by the orchestra, it was just the Beach Boys. Pretty interesting. They did a nice job though. Don't Worry Baby was done by Brian Eichenberger. Last summer I thought he did a poor job, but I actually liked his performance in the Akron show. He did a good job, much better than last summer. And then 2 quick car songs got the audience wound up. I wish they had done more, but what can you do? 20-minute intermission. The old ladies next to me were actually groupies and had followed the band for quite some time and even baked them cookies and were going to apparently go backstage after the show. I thought maybe I could weasel my way into that, but I couldn't. You don't want to mess up someone else's backstage pass anyway, so I let that go. But they were apparently following the group for quite some time from city to city and even accompanying them on the Beach Boys cruise. So figure that out. After the intermission, which was, I think, 15 minutes or so. Yeah, I don't know, it went really fast. Their cover of California Dreamin', which has become popular due to its use in Stranger Things. Sloop John B, it was okay, they messed up a little bit. But Wouldn't It Be Nice and California Girls were both really strong. Definitely worth seeing. Christian Love did God Only Knows. They talked about Carl Wilson's memory a little bit. I think that's what the CL next to God Only Knows means. And I thought Christian Love did pretty good. And we have I'll Be Home for Christmas. Bruce introduced this and talked about the importance of the song, about people being away from home and like soldiers and things like that, not being able to come home. I should say people like that, not things like that. People like that not being able to come home for Christmas, It was a really nice intro, but it got kind of rambly. Then they did Reason for the Season and Must Be Christmas. Again, both from the Reason for the Season album. Here's my speckled vinyl with the red and green. Try to have the light bring that out. Reason for the Season was probably the weakest song of the night. It just had too much going on and the sound was really just not there. It sounded more like a lot of noise than a song. That, of course, is the Christmas shortening bread, I guess you could say. There's a reason for the season, and I didn't care much for that. And the music video they played was really very poorly animated, I thought. Must Be Christmas, of course, another one from this album. That one was better. Their cover of Frosty, much as it was done on the original Christmas album from the 60s. Then we have Do You Want to Dance? Help Me Rhonda, sung by John Cowsill, and they did the call and response with the audience where they say Help Me Rhonda, and then the audience says it, and so on. And we have Kokomo, that was a big fan favorite there. Barbara Ann, and then Good Vibrations. Unlike the summer show, the audience didn't start to get up and leave after Good Vibrations. They knew there was more to it, so that was good. And the orchestra was great on all these songs. They really brought a lot of sound to them. Little Saint Nick is the penultimate song, and the audience sang along. It was really fun. And then Fun, Fun, Fun is the big closer. It was really a good show. I was impressed. The one I saw last summer I mostly liked, but I was a little skeptical. But this one, I gotta say, was worth it. And I'd say if you have the chance to catch a Beach Boys with Holiday Vibrations Orchestra show, by all means, please do so. It was really good. I was impressed. I know there have been some minor tweaks to the set list in different cities, but for the most part, this should be kind of the core show. It even says Buffalo at the top instead of Akron, indicating they were reusing these. Luckily, I was able to yank this off the stage before someone else grabbed it. I could have stolen one of their tambourines because it was under a tambourine, but I didn't steal the tambourine. That wouldn't really be a thing a good fan would do. I don't know. So I always buy some stuff whenever I go to concerts. So I bought a nice Beach Boys cup. I managed to get the merch before the show. It was pretty mobbed going out. I ended up sitting in the parking garage and eating snacks in my car while I was waiting to leave. And some very drunk people were blaring Barbara Ann on their car radio, so that was a pleasure. And then here's a Beach Boys cap with Appeal to the Great Spirit. And Beach Boys on the back. I thought that was nice, and I don't have too much Beach Boys merch that have that image on it. We got a couple shirts. This tour is officially their, I guess, Holiday Vibrations tour. But the Holiday Vibrations Orchestra didn't have any merch or anything. I think the official tour title is 'Tis the Season. It's just the front, it just says that. And on the back we have a Christmas tree. And we have all the dates. They didn't have any Beach Boys winter gear for sale. No ornaments. Nothing really spectacular. I was hoping, I love those ornaments. They made some bulbs for this Christmas. I really wanted to get one for my tree, but didn't happen. They didn't have them there. And they have like a scarf out, things like that. Didn't have any of that. Just shirts, cups, the Reason for the Season CD. I don't think it was the autographed one. And just a couple little odds and ends. Nothing too crazy, but I did buy this nice sweater too. Kind of a sweatshirt sweater job. Upside down there. I didn't script this video, it probably shows. But I thought that was a nice design, that snowflake logo. Yeah, and in the end that was my Beach Boys Christmas adventure. So I hope you get a chance to listen to some great Christmas tunes from the group. Little Saint Nick, Merry Christmas Baby, The Man with All the Toys, Santa's Beard, and even some of their more obscure ones too. Kona Christmas, or Santa's Got an Airplane, or any of those. And I do hope you are not alone on Christmas Day. That's also a Beach Boys song, by the way. But only available on the Reason for the Season album, legitimately. Alright, hope you enjoyed this, and if you have seen them live lately, please do share your thoughts in the comments below, or what some of your favorite types of Beach Boys merch are. And I'll see you next week for a special Christmas Carol video. Until then, my friends, go out there and have a celestial celebration. Thank you.